Hello, what's up everyone? You are most welcome to our SAT prep series. My name is Awali and I'm going to be taking you through an online test from Ivy Global SAT Online Practice Test 1. Basically today we are going to handle the no calculator section where we answer 20 questions in 25 minutes. Hopefully we will be able to do it in less than 25 minutes. You may not use a calculator like the instructions suggest because this is a no calculator test, so you are not availed with one. Also, as we go through this test, feel free to pause the video and work through a question before you watch the solution. Alright, so without further ado, let's begin. Question 1. It says the expression above represents the amount in dollars that a phone company charges per month for the texting service, where T represents the number of text messages the customer sends. What is the meaning of the number 20 in this expression? So as we prepare for the SAT, you should be informed that such questions are actually very common set of questions, and this type of question is one that models the general equation of a line that we all know is stated as y is equal to mx plus b, or y is equal to mx plus c. So the equation we have is 20 plus 0.1t. That means if we are going to consider the amount we are talking about as capital A, then A is equal to 0.1t plus 20. So as you can see here, the 0.1 is our slope m and the 20 is our y-intercept. Now for your own information, we are looking for the number 20, and in the general equation of a line, the y-intercept actually represents the initial value. It represents the value of y when x is 0. So at this stage of this equation, it is going to be representing the value of a when t is 0. So whichever answer you look for that explains the value or the number 20, it should be something that relates to the initial value of the whole expression. So let's begin. Part A says every text message that the customer sends costs $20, 20 cents. Now that's not true, because if every text message was going to cost money, then that money should have been 0.1, since 0.1 represents the amount for every text message. So we eliminate A. The customer can send 20 text messages at no cost, after which text messages cost 10 cents each. Now this also doesn't really make sense, because the customer, the 20 text messages are not in any way related to the amount we are talking about. Basically the 20 is amount added onto the amount that we charge, or that is being charged for every text message. So the 20 are not text messages. Then part C, the customer must pay $20 per month in addition to a charge for each text message sent. That is true. The answer is going to be C, since you can see that indeed this represents an initial amount paid to an additional charge for each text message sent. So that is true. So after you have gotten the answer, most of the times you would not really need to go and check the other option, but just for safety you can read through. The customer will pay exactly $20 each month. That is not true, because $20 is not the money he's paying for the text messages. The $20 is just an additional, so that still confirms our money, or it confirms our answer as C. So the answer for number 1 is C. We go to number 2. Which of the following equations could describe the function as shown above? Now this function is 1 over a line, a straight line. So, and it's a straight line with a negative slope because it is slanting towards the negative side, or it is slanting towards the left. It has a negative slope. So that helps you to eliminate all the answers that have slopes of a positive sign, or that have positive slopes. So A is eliminated and B is eliminated. Then we remain with two options, that is C and D. So we want to choose which of these two options is right. So they all have negative slopes. So we now consider the y-intercepts. So according to the graph, you can see that the y-intercept here is actually positive. So the value, or the equation that gives us a y-intercept that is negative, is eliminated. So our answer is C. Alright, so we head on to number 3. Number 3 says, given the equation above, what is the value of A minus B? So what is the equation we have? The equation is 3x plus 2 into 5x plus 1 is equal to ax squared plus bx plus 2. So we are going to expand this using the FOIL. FOIL basically stands for the first terms, the outer terms, the inner terms, and the last terms. So expanding this using FOIL leaves us with 15x squared plus 3x plus 10x plus 2 is equal to ax squared plus bx plus 2. Okay, so this has to be a 2 written here, plus 2. So we expand this. This leaves us with 15x squared plus 8. This is 13. This is 13x. 13x plus 2 is equal to ax squared plus bx plus 2. So comparing the two equations on the left hand side and the right hand side, you realize that A is equal to 15 and B is equal to 13. So A minus B is 15 minus 13, which is equal to 2. So the answer is A. Alright, so we go to number 4. It reads, Leo is manufacturing rulers that should be 1 meter in length. If a ruler differs from the expected length by more than 1 millimeter, he needs to throw it away. So if x represents the length of the ruler in meters, if x represents the length of the rulers in meters, what is the absolute value inequality, or what absolute value inequality is true for the rulers that Leo does not throw away? Now we have been told that he is manufacturing rulers that should be 1 meter in length. So we have a standard length of 1 meter, and so if a ruler differs by the expected length for more than 1 millimeter, it needs to be thrown away. So if x represents the length, then that means that the length we need lies within a range of x minus 1, since 1 is the standard unit and the length we are measuring is x. So anything less than or equal to 1 millimeter is thrown away, because that's what we want. Okay, now we know that 1 meter represents 1,000 millimeters. So this basically means x minus 1 is less than or equal to 1 out of 1,000. So x minus 1 is less than or equal to 0.001. So the answer is B. Alright. Number 4 is done, so we head to number 5. In the Ostwald process, 4 molecules of ammonia and 5 molecules of oxygen react to produce 4 molecules of nitric oxide and 6 molecules of water. Which of the following equations correctly models the relationship between the number of molecules of nitric oxide N and the number of molecules of water W produced by the reaction? So what we are interested in are the molecules of nitric oxide N and molecules of water W. Okay, so if I'm going to model a proportion of N to water, then I will say N over W is equal to the molecules of the molecules of nitrogen that we have been given as, the molecules of nitric oxide, not nitrogen. Okay, sorry about that. The molecules of nitric oxide are 4 over the molecules of water, which are 6. All right. So this is our proportion. When we cross multiply this, we get 6N is equal to 4W. Divide on both sides by 2. This leaves us with 3N is equal to 2W. And as you can see from the options we have, the answer is going to be B. Number 6. Number 6 says, what is the product of the two solutions to the above equation? So we know that a quadratic equation has a sum and a product of roots. So what we need to do here is to expand this very expression. So when we expand 4n into n plus 8 is equal to 36, expanding this leaves us with 4n squared plus 32n is equal to 36. So we want to equate to this equation to 0. So of course this becomes 4n squared plus 32n minus 36 is equal to 0. Now we know that the product of any quadratic equation is given by the expression c over a. And from this, our value, when you compare this with ax squared plus bx plus c is equal to 0, you could see that the value of c is actually negative 36 and the value of a is 4. So c over a is negative 36 over 4, which is negative 9. So the answer is B. Alright, so let's head on to number 7. Number 7 says, what value of x satisfies the equation above? So we have been given these values, and basically this question requires that we plug in the values we have been given here. So my advice to anyone preparing for SAT would be, as you're plugging in values, you please try to plug in the values beginning with the middle values. Then you can choose to either go upwards or downwards. So let's begin with 6. When you plug in 6 here, this becomes 7. The root of 7 can never be equal to 6. So 6 is out. So let's look at 35. When you plug in 35, you get 35 plus 1, which is 36. And the root of 36 is 6. So the answer is C. Number 8. Which of the following number lines represents the solution set to the above inequality? So I think this will require us to first solve the inequality, since we are talking about a solution set. So we need the inequality 2x plus 1 is greater than or equal to 9. When you solve this, becomes 2x is equal to greater than or equal to 9 minus 1. 2x is greater than or equal to 8. When we divide 2 on both sides, we have x is greater than or equal to 4. So the solution set includes 4 and all values greater than 4. And according to the inequality, according to the diagrams we see here, the answer is going to be A, since A begins from 4 and it heads onwards. So number 9, the function, we have been given a function that, so they say the function g of x is represented by a line that is perpendicular to the line f of x, which is defined above. If 0, 4 lies on the line gx at one point, at what point do f of x and g of x intersect? So we need to find g of x first, according to my judgment, because we have been told that g of x is perpendicular to f of x. So we know that if two lines are perpendicular, then the product of their slopes is equal to -1. So that means that the slope for g of x is going to be -1 out of 2, since the slope of f of x is 2. So we have already gotten the slope. So if the equation in the point slope form, the slope intercept form is written as y is equal to mx plus b, we have gotten the slope already. That's that plus b. So we also need to find the b, which is the intercept. So we need to use the points that lie on the line. Okay, so using point 0, 4 means we substitute x for 0 and y for 4. So that leaves us with 4 is equal to b. So the value of b is equal to 4. So the line for the function g of x is given as y is equal to negative a half of x plus 4. Negative a half of x plus 4 is the function g of x. Now we want to find out these lines, y is equal to 2x minus 1 and y is equal to negative a half x plus 4. Where do they intersect? So we solve them simultaneously. So solving them simultaneously means I'm going to try to subtract. So, or you could as well first multiply all through here by negative 4. But I'm just going to first subtract. So when you subtract here, this is 0. 2x minus negative 2x is actually positive 5 out of 2x. Okay, and then negative 1 minus 4 is minus 5. So the value of x we have is going to be 5 out of 2x is equal to 5. So the value of x we have is 2. Okay, the value of x we have is 2. And from these solutions, the only answer with the value of x as 2 is C. So the answer is C. Number 10. The above graph represents the function f of x is equal to 4x minus 3. If f of a plus 4 is equal to 5, what is the value of a? So, if f of x is equal to 4x plus 3, then f of a plus 4 will be 4 into a plus 4 plus 3, and it is equal to 5. So this becomes 4a plus 16 plus 3 is equal to 5, right? So this leaves us with 4a plus 19 is equal to 5. That is 4a is equal to 5 minus 19. 4a is equal to minus, this is 4a is equal to minus 14, right? I hope I didn't leave out some. Okay, this is negative, right? This is negative 3. Yeah, this is negative 3 here. Yeah, this is negative 3. So 16 minus 13 is, 16 minus 3 is 13. So this is 13, this is 13. And 5 minus 13 is negative 8. So we divide on both sides by 4. Leaves us with the answer as negative 2. The answer is A. Alright? Yes. Number 11. The triangle above has an area of x squared minus x minus 2 and a base length of x plus 2. What is the height of the triangle in terms of x? So we know the formula for a triangle. For the area of a triangle is A is equal to a half base height. So we have the area already as x squared minus x minus 2. A half into the base that we have is x plus 1. We are looking for the height. Okay, so let's try to first factorize this side. So we need two numbers whose sum is negative 1, but the product is negative 2. Definitely, those numbers are going to be, I think they're going to be negative 2 and 1. Yes, negative 2 and positive 1. So x plus negative 2, x minus 2x, okay, plus x minus 2 is equal to a half into x plus 1 times h. Okay, so when you try to factorize x here, it leaves us with x minus 2 plus 1 into x minus 2 is equal to a half into x plus 1 times h. So this is x plus 1 into x minus 2 is equal to a half into x plus 1 times h. This cancels with this. It leaves us with a height as 2 into x minus 2. and the height is c. Okay, so then the next part, which of the following is equivalent to that? What is that? That is 3 to the power x minus 6 times 9 squared plus 3 to the power 6. So we need to express this in the same base. So this becomes 3 to the power 4 times 3 to the power 6. So then this is 3 to the power x minus 6 plus 4 plus 3 to the power x. This is 3 plus 3 to the power 6, sorry. So this is 3 to the power x minus 2 plus 3 to the power 6. So the answer is C. You see that? Number 13. Graham cuts a slice of pie for himself as shown in the figure above. If Graham's slice has pi inches of exterior crust and O is the center of the circle as indicated, what is the radius of the pie in inches? Now, the famous formula for finding the circumference or part of a circumference of a circle is theta over 360 times 2 pi r is equal to L. So our theta is 45, okay, times 2 pi r, and our L is pi. So we want to solve this. So solving this definitely leaves us with 45 times 2 is 90, so that is 90 out of 360. And then the pi is going to cancel, so this leaves us with r is equal to 1. 90 cancels with 360 by 4, so a quarter r is equal to 1. The value of r is 4. The answer is C. The answer is C here. Okay guys, we are doing well. So we are done with number 13. We are heading on to number 14. Okay, which of the following equations could define the function f of x as shown in the graph above? Now the parent curve, the parent function for this is supposed to be f of x is equal to x squared. Now since it has been shifted vertically upwards, a constant amount or a given value has been added to the function, so we can call that value b. So whatever we are looking for should be a positive b added to x squared. So the answer is A. Number 15. Which of the following is equivalent to the expression? This requires us to expand the expression. So let's do that. So we have 15x squared minus 27x minus 6 out of x minus 2. So guys, you realize that when you get to number 15, you meet a number that is not very friendly compared to the numbers you have been doing originally. So let's try to expand this. We factorize 3, so it leaves us with 5x squared minus 9x minus 2 over x minus 2. Okay, so we continue. We want to factorize what's in the brackets. So this is negative 10. So this is going to be 5x squared minus 10x plus x minus 2 over x minus 2. So that's definitely going to be 3 into 5x into x minus 2, okay, plus 1 into x minus 2 over x minus 2. Okay, so when you try to solve this out, you realize we are going to stay with 3 into brackets 5x plus 1 x minus 2 over x minus 2. So x minus 2 and x minus 2 cancel, leaves us with the answer as 3 into 5x plus 1, which answer is B. Okay, number 16. What is one value of y that satisfies the inequality? So looking at this inequality here, we want one value of y that will be able to satisfy the inequality. And which value that can that be? We subtract it from 5, it leaves us with a value that is either greater than 1, less than or equal to 1. That value is going to be 4. Okay, the value is going to be 4, because when you substitute 4 here, you'll have 4 minus 5, which is negative 1, and the absolute value of negative 1 is 1. Okay, so it's either greater than or equal to 1. Sorry, it's less than or equal to 1. I'm sorry. Then what value of x satisfies the equation above? This is an algebraic expression, so we'll have 15x minus 6 is equal to 3 into x plus 6. So we will have 15x minus 6 is equal to 3x plus 18. We collect like terms, or we isolate variables. So 15x minus 3x is equal to 18 plus 6. 15x minus 3x is 12x. 18 plus 6 is 24. Dividing on both sides by 12 leaves us with the value of x as 2. So the value of x is 2 here. Okay, the value of x is 2. Now mind you guys, these answers are supposed to be graded, so they do not stay here like this. Then psychological research study at a local university pays participants $15 if they are students and $10 if they are non-students. If the study pays 10 participants a total of 120, how many of the participants were students? Okay, so the easiest thing I can see here is if the study pays 10 participants, means the participants could be students or non-students. So if we call x to be students and we say y to be non-students, then x plus y is equal to 10. Now the total amount is 120, so we are saying 15 is for students, 10 is for non-students. So 10y plus 15x is equal to 120. So we want to solve this. So we want to eliminate, maybe we should eliminate y. So I'll have to multiply the first equation by 10. So this leaves us with 10x plus 10y is equal to 100. Then this is 15x plus 10y is equal to 120. Okay, so when we subtract these equations, this leaves me with minus 5x. Okay, minus 5x, 100 minus 20 is negative 20. Alright, so when we divide, I think I need to have some space here. When we divide by negative 5, leaves us with x as 4. So since we are looking for students and x represents students, we already got them, so we have 4 as the answer. So there were 4 students. What is the greater of the two values of n that satisfies the equation above? So this requires us to solve this equation, I guess. So we're going to first cross multiply through. So when cross multiply through here, we have the expression n squared plus 1 out of minus 2n plus 4 is equal to negative 13. So when you multiply on both sides by 2, we'll have n squared plus 1 over n plus 4 is equal to 26. Okay, so n squared plus 1 is equal to 26 into n plus 4. So this becomes n plus 1 is equal to 26n plus 104. Alright, I hope I've not left out something. Oh, no. Factorizing through by negative 2 should leave this as a negative 4. Yeah, this should be a negative 4. It should be a negative 4. So this is minus 104. Okay, so we're going to equate the whole expression to 0. So this means everything comes this way. 26n plus 1 plus 104 is equal to 0. N squared minus 26n plus 105 is equal to 0. So we need two values whose sum is negative 26 but the product is 105. So when you divide 105 by 5, it leaves us with 21. So the two values are 21 and 5. And when you look at these two values, we are looking for the greater of the two. The greater one is 21, so the answer is 21. The answer is 21. A complex number a plus bi can be multiplied by I to get 1. What is the value of a minus b? Okay, so let's multiply that complex number with I. We have a plus bi. We are multiplying it by I, so it must give us 1. So this becomes ai minus b is equal to 1 plus 0i. So when you compare this, this is the same as negative b plus ai is equal to 1 plus 0i. The value of b is negative 1. The value of a is 0. So a minus b is 0 minus negative 1, which is positive 1. So the value of a minus b is 1. Yes, and that is the end of our test, guys. So thank you very much for following me. In case you find the video helpful, you could leave a like. Please consider subscribing.